folks going to have engaging Grammys after subsequently? No, I mean no, I won't allow the tears to descend oak. You are an expert with regards to crying. Brian had conversed with me. And you realize it was where you cut it off. And you're not conversing with the individual. I'm a savage gracious, I'm a savage anything I desire to battle your dick at whatever point. I need to get hold up there. We realize that Hollywood is brimming with privileged insights, yet this is insane. Even by Hollywood guidelines, obviously Jada has recently uncovered that Diddy surprisingly saved her from being enlisted into Will and Jada Smith's gathering exercises. And in the event that you feel that sounds unthinkable, hold on until you figure out what Diddy's guardian quality arrangement needed to say I think Will and Jada attempting to pull Jennifer. And it seems like Diddy didn't have a well-disposed response to that move from Will and Jada. By any means, assuming that you keep on with this I'm a snuff, is that yet for what reason was Diddy so frantic about it? Well, incidentally, Diddy and J-Lo were really dating around then, so it's a good idea that he be irritated by one of Hollywood's star couples taking action on his young lady. The web unquestionably had an entertaining response to the news. This individual said not the tale about Diddy needing to pop on Will Smith. BC him and Jada was attempting to take J-Lo is distraught entertaining Diddy a BTC it. And for the numerous that question quality arrangement, this individual brought up something about in quality arrangement never lies. Pay attention to different meetings. His story remains something similar. And Will and Jada taking action on J-Lo ain't even the most insane piece of the story. The manner in which these two split up could be a Hollywood film on its own. In late December 1999, the world was spellbound by an exhilarating story, including two famous figures, Jennifer Lopez and Scene Puffy Brushes, much to their dismay, that a night out in the dynamic city of New York planned to transform into a bad dream for them. As per the grasping record by New York Magazine, the night star began guiltlessly enough, with Puffy unintentionally spilling a beverage on a club supporter. Seemingly a minor setback, immediately spiraled into a warmed showdown, both verbal and physical, raising with shocking rate into a tumultuous shootout. Endeavoring to get away from the disarray, Lopez and Brushes wound up running away from the area with a frightening mystery concealed in the storage compartment of their sumptuous Lincoln Pilot, a firearm. It wasn't some time before the law found them, and the results were critical. While the charges against Lopez were, in the long run, dropped, the timetable of her delivery actually stays a secret. Exciting titles from the infamous New York Day-to-Day News recommended an overwhelming 14 hours spent in jail for the vocalist entertainer, while different sources guaranteed she was delivered after only a solitary hour. The capture adventure powered a determined flood of separation reports, filling public interest, until their possible split in 2001. In a captivating turn, Puffy enrolled the lawful skill of, as a matter of fact, Johnny Cochran, eminent for his association in the O.J. Simpson preliminary, with Cochran close by. Puffy confronted the fight in court that Leia had a preliminary that would decide his future anyway. Destiny had different designs for the couple. Only 1 month preceding the preliminary scene made a grievous declaration, affirming their separation, connoting the finish of their heartfelt excursion. It is significant that this episode assumed a vital part in the introduction of another persona. P. Diddy rose up out of the cinders of Puff Daddy, denoting a huge change for the craftsman. In a meeting with MTV News following his quittance, he pronounced not any more Puff Daddy. While the legal procedures certainly stressed their relationship, Lopez later uncovered that treachery was the genuine impetus for their difficulties. In a sincere meeting with Energy magazine in 2003, she conceded, "I was in this relationship with Puff, where I was thoroughly crying insane and going crazy. It truly took for what seems like forever in a spiral. I never found him cheating, yet I just realized he'd say he was going to a club for several hours and afterward never returned that evening. The serious and wild connection among Gilo and Diddy provoked Lopez to rethink her future, driving her down an alternate way. And in the end into the arms of her second spouse, Chris Judd. Thinking about that crucial second, she shared, "I needed to think would I like to be home, with kids in 10 years, pondering where someone is at 3 a.m. So while Diddy was incredibly furious at the possibility of possibly being betrayed for the Smiths, it appears, he betrayed Jennifer many times. That is really fraudulent, if you were to ask me. At any rate, in spite of the hardships, it is momentous how friendly Gilo and Diddy have stayed throughout the long term. Yet what might be said about individuals that began this well? It just so happens the Smiths have had their reasonable part of conjugal issues. So it's not shocking that they were evidently hoping to flavor things up with J-Lo. Many individuals think Will had a brave streak even before he met Jada, and that he just completely embraced his sexual openness due to Jada's tension back when he was just a high school rapper and entertainer. Will Smith was endeavoring to leave behind a legacy. He played a leading-edge job as a gay scalawag in the 1993 film 6 Levels of Division. Yet we should be straightforward, the 90s weren't the most lenient 10 years, particularly in Hollywood, for the gut. In addition to local area, Will ensured a kissing grouping with his co-star Anthony Michael Lobby was sliced to safeguard his straight picture. "It was extremely youthful on my part," admitted Smith in December 1993. "I was thinking, how can my companions in Philly go to contemplate this? I wasn't genuinely sufficiently steady to creatively focus on that part of the film. This was a significant example for me. Possibly you make it happen, or you don't yet." That wasn't the finish of the story. Alexis Arquette, a transsexual entertainer, caused the claim that Wilda was gay in broad daylight in 2016. This occurred after Will and Jada urged their partners to blacklist the Oscars. Alexis took to Facebook to communicate her doubts, which have since been erased. Her words shed light on a secret side of Will's life that couple had thought for even a second to investigate. When Jada emerges as Will's facial hair spouse, concedes his most memorable marriage finished, which he strolled into him, overhauling his friendly benefactor Benny Medina. "Then I will stand by listening to them." Will had a tantrum on the arrangement of 6 Levels of Division. When he was expected by the scene to kiss Anthony Rap Arquette, composed, he convinced the chief to shoot the rear of his head in outline, hindering the non-existent lip lock completely. Gaze have foes they sneak in overlaid storage rooms. Outing is solid. You are either with or against us, you conclude today. That actually wouldn't destroy the dramatization in the Smiths' marriage, since August Alsina would agree that in an exceptionally noteworthy meeting in July 2020 that he had dated Jada Pinkett Smith, with a gift of Will Smith handedly with Breakfast Club. Have Angela Yee, the New Orleans local, said, "I completely gave myself to that relationship for quite a long time of my life, and I genuinely and extremely profoundly love and have a lot of affection for her. I dedicated myself to it. I gave my full self to it." Jada initially denied Alsina's cases, however, consequently admitted on Red Casual Conversation that she and Will were isolated during the ensnarement. In examining the intricacies of their extraordinary relationship, Jada referred to her 2015 separation from Will as the justification for her resulting contribution. With August, Will Smith, who joined Jada on the Visit program, reviewed their decision to momentarily separate, looking for individual joy in the midst of the highs and lows of their marriage. This open talk and contemplation on their past encounters moved the couple nearer together, reviving their affection. Will immovably questioned any gossipy tidbits about infidelity in Walk 2022. Guaranteeing that there had never been untrustworthiness in their marriage. "Never, there will never be been treachery in our marriage," the Foundation Grand Victor said on CBS Sunday. Early daytime, taking note of that the team discuss everything with each other. "And we have never shocked each other with anything ever." The genuine astonishment happened when August Alsina emerged as gay approximately a year prior, and 2 years after his hostile snare with Jada Pinkett Smith. And afterward, what do you realize love appeared yet in another manner? Alcina said in the season finale of The Strange Life, I need to share that and truly honor the individual that I love. And that loves me back and showing me such a great amount about adoration. And recuperating the vocalist proceeded with, I believe, that should do that before the world since it challenges everything the bills, that one would agree that affection should be, or an adoration ought to seem to be great, really great for you August yet. That truly brings up a ton of issues about the Smiths. For what reason are such countless individuals engaged with their marriage? Why has it been going on for such a long time? Do they even need each other right now? Told me your thought process in the remarks that is in support of the video people. Gratitude for observing.